Hello everyone, welcome to Sasquatch Offroad. I'm up here in Logan Canyon off of Red Sinks Road. I'm going to go check some sighting areas out and look around a little bit, maybe do some off-road and check some stuff out. And see if we can find any see if we can see anything going on. Maybe we'll find something, who knows. There's been a lot of sightings up in this area. Talked to a couple of friends of mine and they told me to check out this area. And
you doing a video without me?
oh hey, no, come on in. I got your chair. Pull up the chair.
Jeez.
We'll check some stuff out and see what we can find. Alright, we're gonna go over some theories that each of us have and talk a little bit about Sasquatch in this area. I've got a friend that I've talked to and told me this is a good area. He says there's lots of sightings up here of them bathing, or not bathing, but sunbathing in the fields, soaking up the sun, which makes sense, you know, they want to be warm too in the wintertime. It's not winter yet, it's September 30th. Tomorrow is October. So, I'll start off with a topic that I get asked a lot. If you actually ever really run into Sasquatch or Bigfoot, what are you going to do? The answer is, well, hopefully I'll have the state of mind to get my camera, take a picture, start recording, and hopefully that's it. And they ask me all the time, well, would you shoot one? I'd only shoot one if it was threatening life or death situation wise. If I can back out of the situation, if it's being threatening, I'll only shoot one if I have to. And even then, at that point, if I get proof of one on a recording, like actual proof, I'll put it out there. But you know, you can get recording and video and still say that you're a hoax. I mean, look at Patterson Gimlin film and Paul Freeman. Everybody claims that those are hoaxes. So, would you shoot one?
Only if life or death situation. I wouldn't want to shoot one unless I had to. Unless it was.
Yeah. And it's a moral question. If I found one, if I shot one, I don't think I'd turn it into science. I think I would somehow drag it into the woods or whatever. I mean, I don't think I'd have to, because I think the rest of the clan or the rest of the... Okay, here's a little side tangent. Bigfoots or big feet? Plural Sasquatch. Is it Bigfoots or big feet? I mean, I've always, if I think that there's more than one, I think it's big feet, not Bigfoots.
It sounds better, big feet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's a good one.
Yeah. I don't think I'd turn it into science. I think if you did shoot one, you're gonna have to deal with the rest of the clan coming in on you. I've heard lots of stories of people shooting one and putting one down, and then being attacked by the rest of them, just like Ape Canyon. Everybody's heard that story in Ape Canyon. Yeah, I think if you shot one, you're not going to be able to drag it out, or unless it was a lone male or a female that, I don't know. I don't think you'd be able to get one down without being attacked yourself. So, but you know, who knows? But I also wouldn't want to turn it into science, because you turn it into science, and then it is proven, and then you get everybody. And this is just my theory. I think you'd get a lot of people in the woods trying to go find one themselves and shoot it. So you're going to be...
They want that trophy.
Yeah, they want that trophy. You're going to have a whole bunch of people running through the woods that have never operated a gun before, unsafely shooting at two-legged creatures in the woods. I don't think it'd be very good. So, but Chad asked me a question before we started recording. I've heard lots of stories of it, of the Native Americans, like before white man came to this area, Native Americans, well, before white man came, the Native Americans speaking and trading with Sasquatch. I've heard a lot of stories about it, and I've heard stories of Sasquatch speaking Cherokee and other Native American languages. And I think that when the white man came to this territory, they chased him out, because what'd they do at that time? They killed everything off in sight that they could. Look at the buffalo, the beaver, killed so many creatures without remorse, or just without even thought of consequence. And I think the Sasquatch were smart enough to hide and get away, and I think that's why it's so hard for anybody to see them, because they do hide. And I think that they choose people to show themselves to. So this is my theory. Kind of like imprinting. I think they choose who they want to expose themselves to, and if you have a bad aura or bad vibe about you, they're not going to. But if they feel safer, like that you're not going to do anything, they will. But these are just my theories. Who knows? So, you got any of your own theories or any questions? I know we haven't really talked about it, even though we're brothers. We haven't really sat down and talked about this. So if you got any questions.
Not really any questions, but I've noticed, I think it's funny, one guy I work with, he does not believe in Bigfoot at all. And he says he's an avid hunter and he goes out all the time and he doesn't see it, and honestly I can kind of see why he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because he's probably not looking for it.
Yep.
And it just, with his mindset, for all he knows, he could have already seen one and just thought, oh, that's something else.
Oh,
that's not that.
Yeah, that's very plausible. Uncle Dan had told me, because I was talking to him about it, because also about the Sasquatch exposing themselves to certain people, and he said, well, think about it. Like, once you start seeing deer when you're little, what are you seeing now? What are you looking at? What is your eyes catching? Deer. Kind of the same thing that you buy a black car that you've never really noticed before, but once you own that black car, you're seeing that make and model all over the place.
All over.
Because now you're thinking about it. If you're out in the woods thinking about it and looking for it, your chances, or your probability of seeing one are higher.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking about it a little bit more. So that's what I think, and I never thought about it until Uncle Dan told me that. So
that's
and then
Uncle Dan.
But I've also watched spotting for deer. Look through my spotting scope, seen this deer getting ready to come out of the trees into a pasture, or not a pasture, just a clearing, and a hunter was walking down the hill towards him. He must have been making noise. I couldn't hear him. That deer back into the trees about 10 feet. The hunter walked right past that deer. The deer walked out and walked the opposite direction the hunter was going. He had no idea he was there. And so it's like, you can, if you're not looking or paying attention or anything, like, how many Sasquatch do you think that anybody could have walked past, and it's just standing there, standing still? You're not gonna know.
No, you won't. And that's the other thing is, with Sasquatch having intelligence to a point, you could walk through a forest, and I could be standing 5 feet away from you, and if I don't want you to see me, I'm gonna figure out a way to where you won't see me.
Yeah, especially where they're already colored to match the forest.
Yeah.
I believe that they're a very intelligent creature. They're self-aware. They know to stay away from us. They have cognitive thinking. They know how to do. They know how to hunt. They know how to stay away from us. They know how to forage. I mean, I've been stalked by a cougar before, and I didn't know it was there until it got dark, and I was looking around with my flashlight, and I caught its eye shine. I don't know how long it was tracking me. I don't know how long it was there, but it was. I mean, if something's quiet and it doesn't want you, if something doesn't want to be found, it won't be found. But it's all and then I get asked all the time, well, why haven't we found any bones? Very good question also. But also back to the fact that they're a very intelligent creature and they know to stay away from us. I believe they bury their dead. They have certain locations that they go. They're either in a cave, underground. We're still finding caves in the world today that we didn't know were there, that are millions of years old. So
we're still finding caves that are connected to other caves that we didn't know.
Yeah, still finding other entrances and other parts of caves that we did know about. That there's still, we know more about space. Well, no, never mind. I was going to say something, but that was wrong. I was going to say we know more about space than we do the ocean. But it is true. But that doesn't really apply to this situation. Yeah, I just, one day they're going to come to light. And I've noticed within the past, I'm going to say 5 to 10 years, that the whole Sasquatch phenomenon thing is more acceptable. And how many people on their deathbed came out with an encounter that they were scared to talk about for scare of losing their job, like being a police officer or in the military. I did 18 years in the military, and everybody knew that I believe in Sasquatch. And I didn't fear, I mean, there's also always ridicule in our field. But I wasn't scared of being kicked out. Wasn't being scared of that. I work for the government now, and I'm not scared of losing my job or anything. I think there's enough evidence out there just from what we have with the video evidence, the trackways, scientists coming out like Jeff Meldrum. But Jeff Meldrum's got to be really careful on what he does. You know, but studying the metatarsal break and all that, I think there's enough evidence and enough sightings out there that people are actually coming around to it, that there actually really might be something out there. And I think that's what people are. I mean, you're gonna get ridiculed if you're a believer, if you're into Sasquatch, but it depends.
Yep, and sometimes, honestly, the best way I see it is if somebody wants to ridicule you about it, let them have their opinion. It's not going to change yours.
Yeah. I actually like to ask questions of skeptics, or to skeptics, not of skeptics. Like, if the government is covering up Sasquatch, why would that be? I asked one of my military friends, very smart, intellectual guy, if the government was covering it up, why? And it wasn't, the parks, logging. The government's scared of other intellectual beings. And that made sense to me. And I think that'd be a reason why they'd cover it up, because another intellectual being that knows to stay away from us because we are dangerous already. So I like to ask